Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is Mark here at Rainmakers Customs, and today we just finished up the two-pill base for Froggy. But anyhow, I wanted to walk you guys through here real quick, and then I'll put the top on it, and then we'll do a final video on this here. But anyhow, so normally I've got other modules that I'll normally use for just a small two-pill and things like that. But in this particular case, whenever I ordered these cabinets originally, I didn't plan on building these with the C's, just the regular 2879s, which means I could have got by with about 50 amps. And Meanwell makes a really nice, small, compact 25 amp that I can stack in this cabinet and set everything just the way I want. So we had to do a little bit of reconfiguration, and we actually used the Meanwell, or excuse me, not the Meanwell, but the Hewlett Packard. You know, a lot of people call it the 100 amp module, but when you're running it on 110 volts, you know, you're only looking at about 75 amps max. So we've got that in here. And the customer actually wanted to be able to run his radio off of the same, you know, off the same power supply. So, you know, that made things a little more challenging in the fact that I had to upgrade the power supply inside of here. So we did that, and I put him a set of lugs on the back, put in some nice heavy cables. So, you know, he's going to be able to draw roughly about 15 amps off of the back of this with no issues whatsoever. As far as for the radio. So still going to be plenty of current for the radio and plenty of current for the amplifier itself. So this build does have, like I said, the 2879Cs, and like I said, there is a lot going on in here. You know, as you can see, I've got two fans in here. The one is basically to help draw the air in because of the overall layout and everything. Like I said, things are a little different as far as on the overall aperture of how things are laid out. So, you know, we've got the small fan here to go ahead and help pull in the air, and then we're going to go ahead and use a 92 millimeter fan here that's going to push, part of it is going to push across the top of this and also through the bottom and then out the back side of it. So we got that all taken care of. So he's got plenty of cooling. Now I did customize a piece of heat sink, and so the heat sink is actually, unlike most of them, it's virtually the full length of the circuit board itself. So we've got a little extra heat sink that's also going to be going on with this, so that helps. I went ahead and put down two clamps as far as on this side that we've got bolted down to help secure the board in place so that we can't move. It is set up for sideband biasing, so that's what we've got going on over here in this little corner that's kind of halfway hid is the biasing. But we've got that, you know, and then, you know, your traditional keying circuit and all that other good stuff. But turned out pretty nice. Now, one of the things that I will mention is anytime you do a biased amplifier, usually you're going to lose some on the AM side because the circuit has to be built just a little different on the configuration in order to go ahead and do that. But we've still got really good numbers. We've got good filtering going on. You know, nice heavy input wire for the power. And this thing tuned out, like I said, really nicely. And like I said, we'll show you that here in just a minute on the video. All right, so. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We are back again. All right, so today we've got our two-pill finished up for the Crazy Frog. So I wanted to kind of walk you through this big guy. Obviously, this is your main power on and off. This is also a circuit breaker too, so if you have something go terribly wrong or what have you, it'll automatically kick itself off. No fuses to replace or anything like that. So Nice and simple. Now over here, I've got you a switch marked AM and sideband. But I want to make sure that you're aware that this is a count them, 3-position switch. So all the way down is sideband. In the middle is going to be your standby. This way, if you just want to run the radio itself, you can run the radio itself, and the amp is on standby until you use it. Flip it all the way up, and you are going to be on AM. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use the bench President Lincoln, since that's what you're going to be using with this. Mine doesn't put out quite as much RMS as what yours does, but they're very, very close. So that way we can kind of show you some numbers. Let me switch out the slug here real quick, because I was actually working on something else a while ago. Grab the 100-watt slug, put this in here real quick. And then we'll put the 1000 in there. I'm just going to show you as far as drive, you know, what we're getting out of it here. So, and we're just going to use the same meter for both parts, as far as for the peak as well as for the RMS. That way I don't have to change all the slugs out. All right, so for starters, I'm going to show you where we're at as far as on the dead key, which, see, it's 2 lines. It's actually about 3.5 watts. We'll turn the 5-watt slug around because it's easier to see. That way you can kind of get an idea what to set everything at when you get home. Okay, so we're right at 3 watts dead key is where we're actually at. And that's kind of the sweet spot for the radio and for the amplifier itself. So, hello, audio, check, 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 audio, audio. So about 60 watts PEP. We're going to go ahead and flip this an average. And we're still looking at the bottom scale here. Hello, audio, audio. So right about 20 RMS. Okay. So let's pull that out. I'm going to go ahead and put the 1000-watt slug in here for the peak. So we got 1000 in peak, 1000 in average, 5-watt slug going back to the 5000-watt bird dummy load. And then to make life easier here, let's just show you. I'm going to stand by. I'm going to go ahead and show you the pass-through tune here real quick, and the reflect going back to the radio. And we can get a nice big meter reading on the others. So pass through, hello, 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 audio. So barely wiggles. I'm gonna flip it on AM. Hello, audio, audio. So about 0.2 of a watt reflect, which is great. Go back here. Take a look at our 3 meters here. All right, so reflect going back to the dummy load. We'll start here and then we'll go through each meter. Hello, 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 audio, audio, audio. So about 0.2 of a watt reflect going back to the antenna, or dummy load in this case. 1000-watt peak. Hello, audio, audio, audio. So we got, what is it? Roughly just a shade over 500 on a peak. RMS. Audio, audio, audio. So we got about 220 on the RMS. All right, so if we leave the power the way I've got the sideband set up, we're going to go over here to sideband and get you some numbers here on that. So let me switch modes from AM over here to sideband. Hello, radio, audio, audio. All right, so yours is a little bit hotter all the way down. Let's go ahead and turn mine up a little bit. Hello, audio, audio, audio. So a little over 300. Let's turn this all the way up for the sideband power. Hello, audio. 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 So just a little over 300 on the RMS. So I think that's going to do you quite well as far as on the overall. Hello, check, check, check. Audio. About 375 there. Hello, audio. All right, so that's some pretty good numbers. You know, we could get a few more if we had a little bit hotter radio, but at the same time, if we run this the way it is, it should last you a lifetime, big guy. But so it's all set up. The delay in there is pretty good. It should be, it should be pretty much ideal right where it's at. Hello, audio. So, yeah, it doesn't seem to kick out whenever you're talking, which that's what you want. Hello, radio. But you will hear it depending on how long you pause. Yeah, I already turned my radio back down. Oop. All right, so we've already took a quick look at the inside. Like I said, we've got your lugs on the back where you can hook up your radio back here and be able to run your radio off of that. Just remember, like I said, your center position, and you'll feel it click. Your center position is going to be standby, so that if you just want to run the radio, you've got all the power supply in the world with that 100 amp module in there. Now granted, with you being on 110, it's only rated for about 75 amps, but your terminals won't handle that kind of current, but they will handle up to about 20 amps. So bear that in mind. Don't go crazy on hooking, massive radios up to it. But like I said, you can run some relatively big stuff off of that. But anyways, Crazy Frog, it's been a pleasure building this for you, big guy. Like I said, I hope you enjoy this. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. A little bit of a challenge because of the design of the cabinet and with the module that we've got in there. But I'm very pleased with it. You've got 2 fans in there, a small one that is just drawing the air in, and then you've got a 92 millimeter fan that's able to keep everything blowing out. You've got your extruded aluminum cabinet, and the entire cabinet is extruded aluminum. So I know we had to wait on the screws on it. They didn't have the black, but stainless steel looks sexy on anything that's black. So, we got those in there, got you taken care of. We can kind of get a side view of this as well as on the front. And I'll take the red test cord off, and I'll send you a black one with this whenever we mail this out. So now I just got to get you a box, and we'll get you on the road here very, very soon. But, buddy, I appreciate it. Like I said, it's been a pleasure to build this for you. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too, as far as with the experience. And, we'll be talking to you out there on the airways soon. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Take care and have a wonderful day.